Michelle Sindor is with us at the White House. I thought we were going to the tape right away, but let me bring you in first. You heard what the president has said. This was something that was raised by Tom Homan, his border czar, this idea of arresting the governor of California. What did the president say?
That's right. Well, of course, it's one of those wild days where we're just so much is happening all the time, Kate. And right now we do have the White House saying that at least in this immediate, imminent moment that there is no plans to arrest either the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, or the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass. White House officials have been telling me now if those leaders are seen as breaking the law, that they could at some point be arrested and that they're not above the law. But they're saying at this point that there is no arrest being planned or any sort of discussions in that regard. Now, I do see video of the president walking off, so maybe you'll be throwing it back to him in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, let's take a pause here and listen to what happened.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look. I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget. What does your intel tell you about these people causing all the problems in LA? Are they people ICE is trying to deport, or are they professional agitators? The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. They're bad people. They should be in jail. Thank you.
All right, Yamiche, we were able to hear it there. It's a little bit hard to hear over the jets of the Marine One helicopter, but he did say, the president did say, when asked, would you want Tom Homan to arrest the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, he said, I would do it if I were Tom. And then he said he's done a terrible job. Give people the background, the context here for where we are at on this Monday.
It's really striking to hear President Trump say that because Tom Homan over the weekend and has previously said that he would arrest people if they were breaking any sort of federal laws and getting in the way of these mass deportations that we've seen carried out in the form of immigration raids. And one of our NBC News correspondents asked him over the weekend, well, would you arrest Gavin Newsom, who of course is the governor of California, or Karen Bass, who's the mayor of Los Angeles? And he said, I wouldn't rule it out. We'll have to see what happens. And later on this morning, he's starting to walk back those comments, saying that he was just simply answering a question and then he wasn't actually pursuing arresting either one of them. And White House officials have also been telling me very clearly that there are no plans at this time to arrest them, but they again have been continuing to leave the door open, saying that if they do break the law, or if they do get in the way of these immigration raids, if they do get in the way of anything having to do with removing people who are in our country illegally, that they could be subject to being arrested. Now, the interesting thing here is that the Trump administration has been telling me that they feel like they are really on sound legal standing when it comes into sending in the National Guard against the will of the governor. And again, we haven't seen this done in decades and decades. The last time was in the 1960s when President Lyndon B. Johnson sent in the National Guard to actually protect protesters in Selma, Alabama, who were marching for their civil rights. But that's a different situation, of course, than what we're seeing now. That being said, President Trump has been doubling down and bashing the governor of California. I want to read to you part of a post that he put up just a few minutes ago. He said, in part, we made a great decision in sending in the National Guard to deal with the violent instigated riots, is what he's calling them, in California. We have not done so. If we had not done so, Los Angeles would have been completely obliterated. The very incompetent governor, Gavin Newsom, and Mayor Karen Bass should be saying, thank you, Mr. President. He went on to say, instead, they chose to lie to the people of California and America by saying they weren't needed and that there are peaceful protests. Now, we should say that the officials have been telling people to remain peaceful. They haven't been calling these peaceful protests. They have, though, been pushing back on the National Guard being sent there. And Governor Gavin Newsom has actually sent a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth asking him to rescind the order to send in the National Guard. But so far, that has not been done, Kate.
Yeah, and the governor has indicated that he may file a lawsuit sometime today over this issue of the National Guard. We do expect more protests today in Los Angeles, right?
That's right. We expect more protests. We also do expect Gavin Newsom to file a lawsuit challenging in court the use of the National Guard. But the Trump administration and White House officials are telling me, again, that they believe that they have the legal standing to do this because, one, it's been done before, but also in this case, they feel like the scenes in Los Angeles show that they need to have the National Guard taking control of some of these crowds. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. I should also tell you, White House officials are telling me that they will use every tool in their toolbox to carry out these immigration raids. So right now we're seeing the National Guard, but our team at NBC News is also tracking that there are Marines actually standing by. So this could actually even escalate, and we could see even more national officials, national military service members actually going into Los Angeles. So that's something we're also looking for here, Kate.
All right, Yamiche Alcindor for us at the White House. Yamiche, thank you so much.